Behind me is the Porsche Museum in Stuttgart. Hi and welcome back to Joe Talks Cars and welcome to another video. Today is a very exciting video because I don't know if you can tell, but behind me is the Porsche Museum in Stuttgart. I've taken the trip all across Europe here today. Let's head on in and go and have a look around this amazing museum. So before we even go inside, I mean, the building is incredible. Look at the design of that. Hopefully it's not too noisy out here and you can actually hear. But yeah, it's all like mirrors, finish on the ceiling. Obviously there's quite a few cars out here. These are all cars you can rent. So you can just take this off for a drive. I don't think we'll be doing that today, but definitely when I come back, because we've got to come back at some point, bring the Porsche out here. I would love to rent something like this. So that's really cool, but yeah. This whole area is just absolutely bustling. Porsche pretty much own every building in this area. You can see like up at the top there, so the factories are all around here, the main production line. Shame, but there's normally cars actually attached to that up there, and it looks like they're actually going to start securing some on there. So maybe when we come out, there might be some progress on that. I'm not quite sure what they're doing, but yeah, there's like, appears to be like a dealership across the road. Again, more construction work is happening. And yeah, it's a very busy place, but it's cool. The building looks amazing. But anyway, we'll just walk inside and have a look. And I'll try and bring you along best I can with this amazing Porsche Museum. The 718 RS Spider, which is absolutely gorgeous. You can see where some of the new Porsches get their design inspiration from. Central filler cap. Well, not central, but on the bonnet. That's cool. Seen that on the concept of the new 911 Spider, but they never did it. But again, it's just a really nice museum. It's really cool being able to get this close to some of the cars. I mean, you could touch them. You shouldn't, but you could. As you can see all down this side, they've just got all their racing cars, Le Mans cars, all manner of Porsche racing cars. They've got an engine on display. I wonder if it's got ball scoring. Probably has. So these are the 1976 to 95 cars. They're quite different in design from a 911, but again, I've been a huge fan of these since I first saw a 944. So we've got the 924, 924 Turbo, two-tone paint, which looks really cool, and the 944, which is my favourite. Absolutely stunning colour. I'm assuming that is the same colour as the Porsche that I drove, so it's cassis red, I'm sure, with the roof as well, so that's convertible. One of the all-time greatest cars ever made, the Carrera GT. Anytime you see a video of this place, there'll be a big focus on the Carrera GT, and I would normally just skip past it and find something else that people don't film, but you can't ignore the Carrera GT. Absolutely incredible car from 2006. And probably one of the greatest sounding cars, probably one of my favourite cars ever made. Like, it's stunning. You can see a lot of similarities from the Cayman on it. Like, they've definitely taken some design inspiration, especially this rear light here. Like, you can see the Cayman has taken some design very loosely. This is obviously a lot nicer looking, but wow, to see a Carrera GT, it's special. In front of the Carrera GT, they've got a Cayenne, which is totally like, they've kind of ripped it apart and put plastic covers everywhere and you can see inside and see the inner workings of it all. This is the car, obviously it almost saved Porsche really. They were the first SUV game, and yeah, it turned the company's fortunes around and allowed them to make stuff like this and some of their newer racing cars. So this is a 911 RSR, 2017 car. Looks slightly different to the road-going version, but obviously shares similar principles. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think these could well be mid-engined. I don't think these are rear-engined. So it's a bit of a cheat. It's not really 911 because the engine is actually in the middle, more like a Cayman. I could be wrong though. Correct me if I'm wrong. Coming back round, we've got a 919 hybrid Evo. This is from 2018, it's quite a new car. Has a total output of 1,160 horsepower. Incredible. And it won't weigh a lot. It certainly won't weigh a great deal, this car. Extremely powerful. Really cool to see. And as you walk up here, there's just lots of different things to press. There's like engine start buttons and acceleration noises, lots of interactive things. Probably quite good for children. We've actually brought my child. She's a little bit young for this, but we will make a car girl out of her one day. But yeah, there's all the modern stuff that we could see from down there, that's all up here. Oh, and just a casual 918 Spider sat here, safety car. A 918 safety car. I've only ever seen a couple of 918s in my life. And this one being the safety car, that's absolutely crazy. But yeah, you get a pretty good view of the whole museum from up here. You can see all the exhibits. I will put a lot of B-roll on the screen because you don't want to hear me just walking around naming cars or poorly naming cars. So I will put a bit of B-roll on the screen. So I've probably done an absolutely terrible job of showing you around this museum because there's just so much to look at. I mean, I've missed out an entire section down here, but I felt like I needed to actually look around the museum myself. I didn't want to like spoil it by doing a video. And it's also very hard to capture this sort of thing. I mean, the whole place is absolutely filled with cars, as you can see. You can get really, really close to them. And yeah, it's been an amazing day out. I'd highly recommend coming to the Porsche Museum if you're a Porsche fan, or even if you're not. Even if you're not, you can get up close and see the cars and also read a little bit of history about them. You get an audio guide, which is very good. You can type in the numbers and it just basically talks you through each individual car, so you can, you know, read about as much as you want or as little as you want. But the actual building's really nice to walk around in. We're in the middle of a heat wave here in Germany and it's nicely air conditioned in here. Hopefully I've captured as much of it as possible. It's really, really busy, so it's very hard to do a video with this many people around. I didn't want to get in people's way or put people on film. So yeah, hopefully I have captured enough of the Porsche Museum for you and shown you some of the key highlights. But again, I'll just put a load of B-roll on the screen to make sure I haven't missed a single thing and wrap this video up. So, right, see you shortly. Right, so we've just left the Porsche Museum, so I thought I would wrap my video up outside with all the noise and outside the museum with all these amazing cars that have now shown up. It was an amazing day. I've spent a lot of money in the gift shop, got an absolutely ginormous bag, far too much. Shouldn't have spent that much. It's very, very expensive, but you know, while you're in Stuttgart, you might as well. But yeah, the museum's been absolutely brilliant. There's so many exhibits. It's overwhelming actually. For a Porsche fan like myself, it's really hard to sort of not get overwhelmed by it. The best thing to do is just use the audio guide, go around individual cars and just read a lot. You can skip as much as you want, and that's really, really good. The only downside was the cafe was actually closed, so we tried to go for some lunch and it was shut. So we ended up having a donut and a coffee in the cafe downstairs, which was very nice, took the edge off it, and we've come outside and realised there's actually a cafe in the corner there doing burgers and that type of thing. So we'll probably head over there now and wrap this video up. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope I've managed to capture it in some way. It's been very difficult with it being so busy, but hopefully I've managed to capture this in the best way possible. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.